dear students. In this session, we'll be discussing about some more features about algae. We already completed 3 sessions on algae. A session about the different classes of algae, about its features and about its what is algae, such things. And a second session, some more features of each classes, and the economic importance were discussed about the different types of thallus were discussed that we see in algae. Then in the third session we discussed about the what about the different pigments that we see in algae. And this is the fourth session on algae. Here we discuss a few points are discussed here, mainly about chlorophyll and about pyrenoids that we see in algae. So in algae, we'll do a recap of what all things we discussed, about the features we discussed, then about the phycology, what is phycology, then about the classification, then about the reproduction, few points were discussed, then about the Chapman classification, how it is divided into several division. Then more in detail we discussed about the Frisch classification, the different classes, Xanthophyceae, then Chrysophyceae, about Bacillariophyceae, Cryptophyceae, Dinophyceae, Chloromonadinae, Euglenidae, Phaeophyceae. Then the different 11 classes were discussed, and class Myxophyceae, the last one, that comprise it is also known as Cyanophyceae or blue-green algae, and this is the only class where there is the presence of algae. Means these organisms are also considered as algae, and these are actually prokaryotes. So that is the difference from other groups of algae, that is other classes of algae. In all the other classes we find the algae, they are eukaryotic in nature. Only in this class we find prokaryotic algae, and these they are actually bacteria, cyanobacteria, and they are commonly known as blue-green algae. They are capable of photosynthesis, and they are included under the class Cyanophyceae. So then about the morphology of algae, the thallus morphology also we discussed about unicellular, colonial, filamentous ones, siphonous ones, parenchymatous ones. Then about the economic importance of algae. Also we discussed about the pigments in algae in the last session, about the chlorophylls, carotenoids and biliverdins that we see in algae. So next we are going to discuss about the chloroplast in algae. In this session we are going to discuss about chloroplast in algae, not in much detail. It is just the major points are discussed here. We are going not into very details of chloroplast in algae. So what are chloroplasts? These are membrane bound organelles found in cells of photosynthetic eukaryotes, and they are present in all plants and eukaryotic algae, as well as they are also present in this prokaryotic autotrophs. In prokaryotic autotrophs also we find not chloroplast, we find chlorophyll, but we don't find chloroplast in prokaryotic autotrophs. In plants and as well as in eukaryotic algae we find chloroplast, where chlorophyll is present. But we also find not the chloroplast, but the inside chloroplast there are thylakoid membranes. And in the earlier set, this prokaryotic autotrophs, we find these thylakoids inside the cytoplasm, but we do not see them organized into chloroplast. And in these thylakoid membranes we can also find chlorophyll. So that is one group there. So chloroplast we see only in plants and in eukaryotic algae, but the thylakoid membranes which are seen inside the chloroplast, that we find in the prokaryotic autotrophs like cyanobacteria, which is included in Cyanophyceae. So in them, these thylakoids are not organized into chloroplast, into membrane-bound chloroplast. We find thylakoids where the photosystems are present, in which chlorophylls are there. Okay, chlorophyll A and B we find in them. So here what these chloroplasts are concerned with, here there is the conversion of carbon dioxide and water to food and oxygen with the help of sunlight takes place here inside the chloroplast. And there is a great variety of chloroplast shapes in green algae. We find this chloroplast in different shapes in green algae, particularly in green algae. So chloroplast shapes in green algae. We can see cup-shaped chloroplast in Chlorella chlamydomonas. Then star-shaped, that is stellate, in Cycnemia. Then band encircling the cell. This chloroplast like a band encircling the cell, that is girdle-shaped, that we see in Eulothrix. Then spiral-shaped chloroplast, we see in Spirogyra. Then net-like, that is reticulate, in Microspora edagonium. Then disc-like in Stychococcus wucheria. So these are the different shapes of chloroplast that we see in green algae, mainly in green algae. And these chloroplast shapes are very useful in categorizing them into different classes. They are also for the identification. Categorizing them into, not into classes, categorizing them into various groups under the class itself, and also they are very important in identifying the species. So these are the various shapes of chloroplast that we see in different green algae. You can see star shaped, then cup shaped is there, then spiral like in Spirogyra, etc. And about cyanobacteria, cyanobacteria are often called blue-green algae, which comprises Cyanophyceae. Though photosynthetic, they do not have chloroplast. Okay, they are photosynthetic, but they do not have chloroplast. These chloroplasts are seen in plants as well as autotrophic plants. All plants are autotrophic, so we see them in plants as well as in alga, the other alga, that is in all the alga other than the Cyanophyceae, we can see chloroplast. In the Cyanophyceae, which comprises of cyanobacteria, we can see thylakoids in the cytoplasm. Okay, in them, and in these thylakoids we can see chlorophyll. So these thylakoids are not organized into chloroplast in Cyanophyceae. That is all the members which are present in Cyanophyceae. So in them, the chlorophyll is stored in thylakoids in their cytoplasm. The thylakoid membranes are not continuous with the plasma membrane but are separate compartments. These thylakoid membranes which we see inside the cyanobacteria or in the blue-green algae, they are not continuous with the plasma membrane but they are separate compartments inside the cell. You can see in the picture where there it is marked thylakoid, yellow colored compartments can be seen, which is marked thylakoid. Then phycobilisomes are attached to the thylakoid membranes, act as light harvesting antenna. This phycobilisomes we see in it is a bili protein. Okay, bili protein, phycobilisomes, that we see attached to the thylakoid membrane. You can see the phycobilisome in the picture, in the diagram. You can see to the thylakoid membrane, phycobilisome is attached to the outer surface of the thylakoid membrane, and they act as light harvesting antenna. And photosystem 1 and 2 are seen embedded in the thylakoid membranes, and we can see the presence of chlorophyll in the photosystems. So these chlorophylls are seen embedded in the thylakoid membranes, and both photosystem 1 and 2 is present. And chlorophyll molecules are seen in the photosystems. Photosystem 1 contains chlorophyll A and photosystem 2 contains chlorophyll B. So we can see both chlorophyll. Predominantly chlorophyll A is seen in cyanobacteria. Also chlorophyll B is seen. Then this is another diagram showing the photosystem 2 of cyanobacteria. And here you can see the phycobilisome, which is colored in blue, attached to the photosystem 2. That blue colored structure, that is the phycobilisome, which is seen in cyanobacteria. You can see that is attached to the photosystem 2. So we can see a large number of these phycobilisomes attached to the thylakoid membrane, to the surface of the thylakoid membrane in the cyanobacteria. Next, about pyrenoids. These are subcellular microcompartments present inside. Actually, it is inside, okay. Beside the chloroplast we may find in some, but most often we find it inside the chloroplast of different algae. Yes, sir, they are subcellular microcompartments present inside the chloroplast of different algae, and they are associated with carbon concentrating mechanism, and they are analogous to carboxysomes in cyanobacteria. In cyanobacteria there are structures known as carboxysomes where we can see rubisco, and here also in pyrenoids also we can see rubisco. That's why it is compared. So these pyrenoids are analogous to carboxysomes in cyanobacteria. And these pyrenoids, they consist largely of ribulose bisphosphate carboxylase or oxygenase enzyme. Ribulose bisphosphate carboxylase oxygenase enzyme, that is rubisco. And this is necessary for the carbon fixation in photosynthesis. Carbon fixation during photosynthesis. And starch, a storage form of glucose, is often found around pyrenoids because they are carbon concentrating systems. And there is the presence of rubisco, which is concerned with carbon fixation. And carbon is fixed in the form of starch, a storage form of glucose. So we always find starch associated with pyrenoids. In this structure you can see pyrenoid marked. Okay, pyrenoids. This is a chlamydomonas cell, and you can see the pyrenoid is marked there, pink colored structure, that is pyrenoid, that is present inside cup shaped chloroplast. Here the chloroplast is cup shaped. That green color structure inside the cell is the chloroplast, and inside the chloroplast you can the pink colored structure, that is the pyrenoid. So about pyrenoids, all in the diagrams given here, whatever is marked in red color, that is pyrenoid. Okay, whatever is marked in red color, that is pyrenoid. So pyrenoids are spherical inclusions inside chloroplast that contain high concentrations of enzymes involved in starch production. So mainly rubisco. The deposition of storage material around them makes them very visible in the green algae, and the shape of the starch shell varies. They are sometimes mistaken for nuclei. So in the diagram top left, that is chlamydomonas contains a large pyrenoid with a complex starch shell. Then top middle, in the top row middle image, that is Klebsiorhomedium has a pyrenoid with a very complex shell composed of small starch grains. This is also found in Interphelium, that is top right, in the top row right image. Then in the middle row, in the diagram, the middle row images Desmodesmus and Celastrella have pyrenoids with simple starch cells. That is shown in the middle row. And at the bottom, pyrenoids in Mugiotia. Here there is a you can see a paler nucleus in the center of the cell. And what all is marked in red arrows, that is pyrenoids. So these pyrenoids are inclusions inside a structure which is present inside the chloroplast that contain high concentration of enzymes which are involved in starch production, or we can say it is involved in carbon concentration. It is associated with carbon concentrating mechanism. And the enzyme which we find in large amounts in pyrenoids are ribulose bisphosphate carboxylase oxygenase, that is Rubisco, and that is necessary for carbon fixation. And here since large amount of carbon is fixed and concentrated, starch molecules can be found deposited around pyrenoids. And the starch, they are one form of glucose. So glucose is stored in the form of starch around pyrenoids. So thank you for your patient listening. I'm closing here.